So yesterday, the Minnesota Attorney General and Minnesota leadership took the Department of Homeland Security and ICE to court. And they are alleging that the federal agencies involved in these illegal searches across Minneapolis right now are engaging in a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. So let's talk about the history of the Fourth Amendment and why we have it in the first place. Hello, my name is Brian Kennedy. I'm the mayor of Glendale, Wisconsin, president of Democratic Municipal Officials, and a member of the DNC. Follow me for local government and Democratic Party content. So the 13 colonies originally declared independence in 1776. In 1777, they wrote the Articles of Confederation, which is the precursor to our Constitution. And this is all while they were fighting the British. The Revolutionary War, extended until 1783. So there's clearly like a lengthy period here of 7 to 8 years when British troops were terrorizing the colonists, or now new Americans in this new country. And they were doing so with writs of assistance from the crown. And these writs of assistance essentially said that they could go to anybody's home, demand to be let in, and they could interrogate people to find out if they were loyal to the crown or loyal to this new country. And they could arrest people. They could essentially detain them without charges. It gave an incredible amount of power to the soldiers. So the war ends in 1783, and 4 years later, the early leadership, the founding fathers, find themselves writing a new constitution. It is no mistake that two of the most important things that were added into the Bill of Rights have to do with the interactions of the federal government into our private and personal spaces and the powers that we allow for soldiers. So one of them says you can't, the government soldiers can't show up at your home and force you to take them in and let them stay there. And the other is the Fourth Amendment that says that you have a constitutional right to privacy and protections in your home. The government can't show up and seize and arrest or seize stuff from your home without probable cause warrant issued by a judge. So some neutral third-party judge has to see evidence presented by the government and grant them permission to come to your home and enter your home. And so when they show up with a judicial warrant that says they have a right to search, then you do have to let them in, right? That means they've met the constitutional obligation. What's happening with ICE is they have administrative warrants that essentially direct ICE personnel to go out and detain specific people named in that warrant. And they don't have the right to go door to door in neighborhoods. They don't have the right to terrorize. That is outside the scope of the law that created ICE and defined their role and their responsibility. And so that is why the Minnesota Attorney General and other Minnesota leaders are taking the federal government to court around this issue. It is a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment. And so to my conservative friends who are watching here, who claim to be originalists, who want to follow the original language as it was written by the founding fathers, here you go, brothers. This is the founding language. This is what they did not want to happen. This is what they insisted in the Constitution was illegal and could not happen. The founding fathers didn't want troops or federal agents invading our homes and our personal spaces without probable cause and warrants issued by judges in the courts. So have a good day, everybody. Keep up the fight to all my friends in the resistance.